Alright, so this is going to be my review of Astonishing X-Men Exalted. And this pretty much sums up that Scott Summers is a total badass. Something I've learned in recent years, I should say, that Scott Summers is a complete and total badass. Anyway, so in this storyline, now I should say actually that the Astonishing line after the Josh Whedon and the Whedon and Cassidy run, it pretty much became like these self-contained like story arcs that you could read, and as long as you knew what was going on in the rest of the X-Men universe. In here, this story is basically a story where Cyclops, this is only a week after X-Men Schism, and Cyclops, while he's still healing from his fight with Wolverine, he's still, healing, and he's still pretty upset about it. He's upset how things went, how things went, and then, along comes Storm, who says, "Look, there's trouble brewing, and I need you to come with me right now." So the two of them head off, and it turns out it's Storm, but it's not Storm. Turns out that this Storm is from an alternate universe, and Cyclops is going to be offered as a sacrifice in the name of a being called the Savior. Now, in this universe, in this X-Men universe, he's been teleported to. Magneto, along with several other mutants, rose up and attacked and began to rule mankind. However, the Savior, who turns out to be this universe's Charles Xavier, created his own X-Men, fought for human rights, even though they were mutants, and killed Magneto. However, when Magneto died, he basically ripped apart the Earth's magnetic core, as well as the magnetic atmosphere. So, alongside several other heroes, this universe's Xavier basically created these tubes where each time a hero would basically sacrifice themselves to keep the Earth from falling apart. Trouble is they're running out of heroes, and now they've started to capture heroes from alternate universes to use as a basically sacrifice to keep this world going. And in this universe, this universe's Cyclops was the one who protected the Earth. He was one of the Earth's greatest champions. And yeah, he was in this universe, he was the lover of that Storm. Anyway, so in here, Cyclops has to deal with all this, and he also has to team up with several X-Men, several different characters from the multiverse, like General James Howlett of the Canadian Dominion, who has golden adamantium claws, and he's a total badass. Shadow, which is that universe's Kitty Pryde. Emmeline Summers Frost, who is the Emma Frost from the Warren Ellis Ghostbox stories. That storyline. And Kurt Wagner, who is, of course, who is like a 13-year-old kid version of Nightcrawler, who has a love for Spider-Man. The team is really cool. I really like seeing all these X-Men together, and, of course, Cyclops didn't really part ways with a lot of them, not a lot of them good, anyway. But, Cyclops has pretty much said, "Look, you're X-Men now, this is what's happening." And plus, like I said earlier, this shows off how much of a complete and utter badass Scott Summers is. He is completely a total badass. And in here, we see why. I mean, even we get to see using his optic beams in complete and new, just awesome ways, really. He gets to use these optic blasts in new ways. Like, he even measures the optic blasts and even uses it to fly, kind of. He uses it like a rocket boost. He even manages to direct it in multiple angles. I'd figure, with that visor, as well as, as long as he's had his optic beams, he's pretty much, learned how to, he's quintessentially learned how to, learn how to use those optic beams. But yeah, this is really cool because it goes back to showing why Cyclops is leader of the X-Men. Even when he's in charge of a X-Men team that is from different universes, he's still in control. He's still a great leader. he's really, he's really cool about, I love how just from the get-go, he's like, okay, we're all X-Men now, and that's what we're going to be doing, and this is what we're doing. You argue with me? Deal with it. And I like that. Now, in terms of the character, the Savior, who is this universe's Charles Xavier, and how he's been powering Cerebro, I'll tell you. He's basically been capturing alternate universes of Charles Xavier, cutting off their heads and keeping their heads alive to amplify his power to look for more multiverse Cyclopses, basically. And other, multiverse versions of the X-Men. Yeah, I guess now they've just found the main, Earth 616, with this Cyclops. But yeah, in here, Cyclops is also Scott's left with a very difficult decision, because he knows this is wrong. He knows that this Xavier is doing this just so he can have power. However, he does realize that what they're, even if he doesn't do this, this world will be destroyed, and he realizes that, oh shit, I'm kind of stuck in a Kobayashi Maru here. I can't save these people without damning them as well. So what the hell am I supposed to do, really? And I really like that. I really like that, Cyclops has to make a really tough call, as any leader should. And it really does it really does have a lot of great moments in here, where Cyclops is kind of left with that decision, and in a way you can kind of see where the Savior's coming from with his whole, I don't want to do this, but look, this is what we're doing. And Cyclops even says, look, there has to be another way. You have literally heads of multiple Charles Xaviers. What the hell's going on here? Find another way. This is not what my Xavier would do. But yeah. This is a really cool story. My only major, this is written by, also I forgot to mention, this is written by Greg Pak, who, is a great writer in and of himself, and the artwork's done by Mike McKone. Here's my major problem. This is only a 4-part story. This is sadly only a 4-part comic, and yeah, it's kind of sad too that, it doesn't get a lot to, it has to rush through everything. I feel like it would have been better if it at least had one more issue to kind of expand everything and kind of talk about everything, because in these 4 issues, it just kind of blows through everything real quick. It just kind of rushes through everything in just a heartbeat, really. And I feel like I missed some stuff, and it's very clear it's rushed, because there are some points where it's like, it goes from A to C and skips over B, if you know what I mean. There's also kind of a thing of why this version's Nightcrawler has a love for Spider-Man, but they never go too deep into it. I do understand that Greg Pak wanted to do more with that alternate universe X-Men team, but he never got a chance to, apparently. But yeah, other than that, other than it's very rushed. Again, I would have liked if this was a 5-part story. But yeah, this is all around really good comic. If you really want to see, Cyclops being awesome at being Cyclops, then I'd say, I really suggest checking this out. This was a lot of fun. I absolutely love this comic, and I really dug it. I really dug this comic. What more could I say other than this shows off how much of a badass Cyclops can be? Because again, he's stuck in this alternate universe, and the only people he can help are X-Men from other universes that don't know him, and he's instantly like, okay, we're X-Men now, this is what we're doing. And I really dig that. I really do dig Cyclops' just instant initiative for handling shit. So I really dug that. I really enjoyed that. But yeah. So there you go, guys. If you're interested in more, Cyclops being awesome stuff, then go check out Astonishing X-Men Exalted. But yeah, if you've read the comic, just comment below, let me know what you thought of it, and if you like this review, hope you all enjoyed that. And once again, hope you all enjoyed this, and I will see you guys later.